If you have ever looked at your desk and felt like you were drowning in a sea of tangled cables and extra keyboards, you know the struggle of juggling multiple computers. This 4-port switcher from GREATHTEK is one of those gadgets that tries to solve that mess by letting you run 4 different machines through a single monitor, mouse, and keyboard setup. It is a surprisingly heavy little metal box, which is a nice touch because it actually stays put on the desk instead of sliding around every time you plug in a cable. The setup is straightforward enough that you can get it running in a few minutes without needing to be a tech wizard. It handles 4K at 60 Hz, which is pretty much the standard for anyone doing actual work or light gaming these days. The picture quality stays crisp, and the adaptive EDID tech does a decent job of making sure your monitor doesn't freak out when you switch between a laptop and a desktop. What really makes this thing stand out, though, is the inclusion of 3 USB 3 ports. Having that extra connectivity means you can share a webcam or a flash drive across all 4 machines without constantly reaching behind your computer towers. Now, here is the reality of the switching process. You have 2 ways to jump between your computers. There is a physical button right on the front of the unit, but honestly, the wired remote is the way to go. It is clearly labeled with numbers, so you aren't guessing which machine you are jumping to. It feels a bit old school having a wired remote sitting on the desk, but it is reliable and avoids the lag you sometimes get with software-based switching. One thing to keep in mind is that this does not support hotkey switching. If you are the type of person who likes to tap a keyboard shortcut to jump between screens, you might find that a bit of a bummer. You have to physically press the button or use the remote. It is a small trade-off for the simplicity of the hardware, but it is worth noting if you have a specific workflow in mind. Also, while the kit comes with a generous amount of cables, the sheer number of wires required to connect 4 computers can still look a bit busy if you aren't good at cable management. The build quality feels solid, and the LED indicators are bright enough to see at a glance without being distracting. It is a utilitarian piece of gear that does exactly what it says on the box, without trying to be overly complicated. If you are tired of swapping peripherals every time you switch from your work laptop to your personal rig, this is a pretty solid way to reclaim your desk space. It is not flashy, but it is definitely effective.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.